A homeowner in Oklahoma shot a police chief and struck him 3 times in the chest, but he didn't face any charges for it. Now, this is Police Chief Lewis Ross in Oklahoma, and apparently he was part of a raid where police officials went into the wrong home in this case because they were going after someone who had called in a fake bomb threat. Now, again, they went into the wrong home, and as a result, a man by the name of Dallas Horton shot the police chief and struck him in the chest 3 times and in his arm 1 time. Thankfully, the police chief in this case was wearing a bulletproof vest. Apparently, he put it on just minutes before the shooting took place, and he did survive. He is expected to make a full recovery. But a lot of people are kind of framing this story as, oh, look at this, a white guy shoots a black cop and gets away with it. He didn't have any charges. Authorities did bring him in and question him, but after they realized that the homeowner did not know that it was a cop that he was shooting, they didn't identify themselves as cops when they first barged into the home. They decided to let him go with no charges.
It's a tough one.
It is.
But I don't have any doubt that the prosecutor and the cops in Oklahoma wanted to prosecute the guy who shot the police chief. I don't. Cops protect their own. Cops protect
Absolutely.
their own. And so
we know
so
that.
my hunch is that this is just a sign of how horribly they bungled this case.
Okay, so that's actually what I want to focus on more. First of all, when you're doing a no-knock raid, or if you're doing a raid where you're not clearly identified as a police official, you're already putting yourself in a lot of danger, right? So, look, a bomb threat is no joke. So if ever there was a reason to raid a home, it would be over a bomb threat. I don't understand and I don't agree with cops that do it over drug trafficking or stupid issues like that. But nonetheless, they raid this home in the early hours of the morning, right? Super early in the morning. The guy doesn't know that it's a bunch of cops, and so he feels like he needs to protect himself. He's an absolute gun nut, okay? They actually confiscated a bunch of guns from him and then they returned them. But I don't blame the guy for reacting the way he did. And you guys are cops. Shouldn't you have the information necessary to raid the right home? I mean, how many times have we covered stories of cops going into the wrong home and shooting and killing innocent people?
It's the story is so crazy because the guy, in a sense, it's understandable why they went to the wrong house. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, he had signs around his house warning of a zombie apocalypse. So I got it. So I just mean, like, if you're the cops and you go and there was the bomb threat, you're like, no, this has got to be the place.
If you use a sign that says zombie apocalypse as a sign that someone is guilty of a bomb threat, then you're not a good cop. You haven't done your investigative work. I mean, he might be a Walking Dead fan, and he just had that as like.
So it is a zombie apocalypse. It's not like he talked about how it's not the. It's not like the impending race war he was talking about.
He didn't have like 187 on a motherfucking cop like plastered on his house. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's zombie apocalypse is not enough of a reason for you to assume that that's the person who called in the bomb
Detectives
threat.
later learned the bomb threat that sent at about 4 a.m. for the Sentinel Community Action Center did not originate from his home. I mean, you're 100% right. Of course, before you run out at 4 a.m., just check.
Yeah.
Gladys, what's the address? 3117. Oh, great. No, 3127 Pine. It's Pine. They'll figure it out. I mean, it's like, just like put somebody in, don't put Gladys in charge. Nothing personal, Gladys, but I mean, have 4 people check it. Have
if you're going to do a raid, you have to make sure you have the right house. And far too often we hear stories where cops don't have the right house, and it's unfortunate.